Hi, what's up? I'm using internal memory now, so I hope everything's gonna be good. My heart's so broken. When I talk about this, it just hurts. Just to recoil some of the things that happened on the come up when I was growing up. Anyway, so please go check out the previous part to gauge your bearings that you might understand what we're talking about here. But yeah, anyway, when I was working in that store, Koro's Bank, when I was about 19 years old, I made a decision because I did not have a way to get home. Come on, man, why is this thing doing this to me? I did not have a way to get home from my job that would knock off late at night. There is a lag that I am picking up on this device, and it's making me very disquieted because I don't want a sound lag. Anyway, whatever. Let's just keep on talking. A sound to audio lag, to visual lag. Moving on. Yeah, no, I had to decide that I'm gonna use. Yeah, I wanted one guy. If I could find one dude that would take me home, that would be great. I was single at the time. I was happy to have a boyfriend. If I could find a dude that was like 20, 21, that had a car, then I would be good. I've always been kind of scared of guys who drove because they were players. But at this point, I was like, you know what? I need a driving boyfriend that would take me home, that would pick me up and take me home. So I was literally happy ukukoma a guy, but I didn't want it to be multiple guys, because then I would be in trouble. And like I said, it would have been ideal if it was a young guy that was my age, because I just could not stand older guys for the life of me. The intention was never ever to sleep with them, literally that would never have happened, but I wanted to pretty much low-key flirt with the guys to make them take me home, and then kind of continue to use them. And if they got all serious and hard knock and intense and expected stuff from me, I would then move on to the next one. Anyway, so what happened was, I've already given context of this, so please go gauge your bearings, and how it is that irresponsible parent can make girl children basically prostitute themselves. Okay, so here it is that I was in the store working, and I used to be so anxious, all day. I would get there perhaps at 2 p.m. and from the time that I was there at 2 p.m. I would literally be like a prostitute, essentially, on the side of the street, scouting for men to take me home. And I would get so anxious as the hours progressed. If nobody came in that made that kind of pursuit on me, when it was now 7 p.m., about to be 8, 9, I would get so anxious because how am I going to get home? How am I going to get home? I worked in that job for a couple of weeks before I quit because it just got heavy. It got too much for me and I couldn't take it anymore. Okay, so here it is that time is progressing, and guys that came in, mind you, I actually did end up dating someone that came into the store that pursued me, and lo and behold, it was a guy that didn't have a car, and our relationship only started, it sort of kind of grew some wings after I had quit that job. So I ended up with a guy that was my kind of guy, a young dude. He was only older than me by a year, and he was a filming student at AFDA. He was part of a hip-hop group. He was just a dude that I was I liked him and he liked me, and we exchanged numbers on a very natural level type setup thing, as opposed to one that was fabricated. That was genuine, that was real. So out of that, I came out having defaulted back to who I really am. So I did end up with a boyfriend. That relationship didn't last very long, but anyway, it was not the kind of guy that I was basically compromising myself to talk to because he looked like he had a car or whatever. So I remember one time, this one dude, okay, so what happened, just to get, I hate telling the story. Anyway, the one time, this one guy, there were a lot of guys that came in, alright, and the kinds of guys that I would genuinely be interested in were like kids. They were full of jokes and, just playful, but they were not actively trying to see if they can't, be with me or whatever, because they were flirting, and they told themselves that they'll see me again tomorrow when they come back to the mall, or they'll see me next week when they come into the mall, and they would flirt with me. Nothing serious. The ones that took me home were the weird guys that couldn't even hold a conversation and that obviously wanted to hit it and quit it. The guys that just wanted to, you could tell that he's just scanning me very licentiously in a perverted sense and one day hopes to ram into that. The kind of guy that will immediately just propose offers to you from the get-go to just give you stuff. Young guys, if you're a young girl, don't come with that. They don't come like a lightning bolt, because they know we're all young and we all don't have money. So they tend to kind of up their game, you know what I mean? They talk to you like the way that a boy talks to a girl when he's interested in her. These other guys, they quickly just ramp up to so when can I pick you up? What do you need? Like, they just go in for the kill, like, straight away. Right? So I had this one friend. He was one of the he was a young guy. I was not attracted to him, but he was really friendly. He would come into the store and we talked and whatnot, and we became fast friends. And I found his pursuit very cute, but he was just a kid. I didn't like him that way, and he liked me so much. He wanted to date me that he would offer me. I remember one time he came into the store, at the time, trucker caps. Remember that Pharrell song? Ding, 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 you should stop running, babe. It was still kind of hype at the time, and that song made trucker caps very popular because of that beautiful, like, dark-skinned girl in the music video with next to Lauren. What's Lauren, the chick that lost Nipsey Hussle? I forgot her surname. Next to that Lauren chick, yeah, that black model, she had a trucker cap, and Pharrell basically made her very famous, but with that music video, and that trucker cap caught fire across the world, I believe, in popularity, fame in terms of fashion items. And I wanted a trucker cap. They were not that expensive, I guess, but like I said, I didn't have much money, so I couldn't just buy one and buy one and buy one type establishment thing. And this dude one time came into the store after I had refused to give him my number so many times, and he came in and he was like, "You like trucker caps?" We had a conversation, and I told him, "Oh my goodness, I love trucker caps." I think he was wearing one on the day. I was like, "Oh my goodness, what a cool cap. Like, I really love trucker caps." He was like, "If you give me your number, I will buy you two trucker caps," you know. So I was like, okay. So I gave him my number. He knew that I didn't like him that way, but he thought that if he could just talk to me, that maybe I will finally abide. This dude was a rich kid. His dad was like a minister in this country or something, but I wasn't interested in him, right? So I gave him my number just purely because he agreed to, if at all I give him my number, he will buy me 2 trucker caps, and I wanted those trucker caps. So he bought me 2 trucker caps, and when he came back, I took them, and I gave him my number, and he kept on calling me, "Hey girl, how's he doing? Oh, but you're so beautiful." But I'd be like, "Thanks, dude. No, it's not that kind of party. I'm not interested." He wasn't annoying me. He was just like a playful little guy that just would not get off my toes, but he was not, I didn't find him disgusting or anything like that. So he was a friend, and he got it. And ultimately, when it became clear that I was not interested in being with him, he would then tell me, "Oh, I met this girl." So he basically turned what we had into a friendship as opposed to him pursuing me. So we became friends, okay? And there's this girl that I met, and there's a day when he actually brought a girlfriend, a chick that finally agreed to date him, into the store and said, "This is my girlfriend. Her name is this. She's so pretty, don't you think?" And this girl was just like giggling in front of me. Anyway, whatever. So hold that thought, hold that guy, né? I had his number because he kept on calling me, saved it, he had mine, and he was just a decent dude that, tried with a girl, didn't work out, and we became friends. And he bought me 2 trucker caps. And remember, he was a rich kid. His dad was the minister of this country in some capacity, and he stayed in the area in Santonhouten, whatever, just around, okay? Like I told you, it was a rich neighborhood, okay? And ministers of this land lived there. Cool beans and bananas. Hold that thought, all right? Some dudes came in, 2 men. I shall call them men because they were not dudes. Like, in other words, age appropriate. They were not students. They were not young. They were not the kinds of people you would find in a nightclub, okay? One night, look, there were a couple, just to help you understand, during the season, I prospered to cajole a couple of guys to take me home that I never saw again. Like, they dropped me off. They, like, sort of kind of, fraternized with me, chatted with me in the store, and then I told them, "I'm not really sure I'm gonna get home today," and you'd make up some excuse on some, "My mom is sick, this, da, da, da," and the dude would be like, "No, it's okay, fine. So what time does the store close?" And I would tell him 9 p.m. He'd be like, "Okay, I'll come and pick you up and I'll take you home." And I prospered maybe 4 or 5 times to get complete strange men to take me home. It was so dangerous, guys. It was so dangerous, and a lot of them I never saw again. One time it was these 2 Nigerian guys, and the one dude became so obsessed with me that he kept on coming into the store every single day on some "but I love you," and it was so embarrassing, like in front of my colleagues, and I'd be like, "But I'm not interested in you like that." And it got to a point where I felt like this dude was becoming a stalker now. Anyway, eventually, after I harshly told him, "No, I'm not interested," he didn't come back again. That was a bit of a scary experience, but nonetheless, the dude ultimately got the point. But then there was this one experience that traumatized me to this day. I still can't deal. Let's move to the next part.